Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is NURUL binti HISHAM and I am from Waffle 115 group. So for today, our team will be discussing about the case of controversial plagiarized book work CIKGU Kisah Pejuang Kanser. So without wasting any time, let's get started.
Hi, my name is MARINA AYUMI binti SHAHRUL from the group Waffle 115. The purpose of this report is to identify and analyze the wrongdoing of the plagiarists and the laws that are applicable to the case study. What is plagiarism? So plagiarism is where one presents work or ideas from others as your own, with or without the original author's consent, and incorporates it into their own work without full acknowledgement. In this report, we aim to delve into the plagiarism of buku CIKGU Kisah Pejuang Kanser that allegedly happened around December of 2025, focusing on the background of the original author and actions that were taken by the organizer towards plagiarists. Apart from that, we are also highlighting the downside of plagiarisms as well as the author's stance toward the incident.
My name is JANNAH UMAIRAH, and I will explain our objectives. In this video, we will discuss the plagiarism controversy surrounding the book called CIKGU Kisah Pejuang Kanser. We will also look into the allegations that the book was published without the permissions CIKGU, real name Nasir Mahdi Ismail's family, whose life story was the subject of the book. We will examine the laws and the legal issues surrounding both of these controversies and their consequences.
Assalamualaikum. My name is BATRISYIA. I will be talking about the book CIKGU. The book CIKGU is a biography written by Muhammad Badarudin. The book shares about a real life story about a Malaysian teacher who fought cancer and went through a lot of challenges and a lot of difficulties. Even with all the difficulties, he stayed positive and never gave up and always gave motivation to a lot of people with his strength and determination. The book became controversial after people claimed that some parts of the book were copied and were translated from other sources without giving credit, without giving proper credit for from the book itself. There were a lot of concerns that CIKGU's story was used. The story was used without his family's permission. Because of these issues, the book received public criticism and lost its award recognition.
Hi, my name is SOFEA binti SHAH. Today I want to talk about the controversy of this case. The outbreak of one of the biggest controversy in creative writing community has occurred between the winning award of Anugerah Buku Negara known as ABN and the controversy of plagiarism. The controversy has been brought by Facebook post of Suridia Samshuruddin. She shared a notice letter about the winning award has been withdrawn. Accusations of plagiarism toward the famous book of CIKGU Kisah Pejuang Kanser. This incident has unpacked the poor management of the event and the moral publication in the creative writing world in Malaysia. This controversy has begun with when CIKGU Kisah Pejuang Kanser book have won an award for the NBN. And because of that, attention of the family member of our HISHAM Nasir Mahdi Ismail known as CIKGU. They claim that the story had written inside the book is different than what actually happened in CIKGU life and his experience. Besides that, netizens also noticed the similarity some part of the book with other resources They also accused the author of using Google Translate without a permission and credit. As a result, the backlash from the netizen toward assessment process has been attention on the behalf of Yayasan Pembangunan Buku Negara. They issued a statement by promising that in the future event they will properly check at the work, then they will also withdraw the certificate and award from the actor. According to Suradia, the decision of withdraw the award has put peace toward the friend and the family member of our Cikgu E.
Hi, my name is TENGKU Muhammad Danish Hakim. Today I will explain about the legal issues and law issues. Firstly, on the record book, plagiarism is one of the primary ethical and civil violations rather than a criminal offense, but it is heavily governed by the copyright law. Secondly, example, in the Copyright Act 1987, this law has protected as a literary work or plagiarist of the book referred as a situation with party imitates or used for information on the contract draft, which is author or publisher takes civil actions and individual plagiarize, the offence may be fined up to between 10,000 ringgit or 50,000 ringgit for the offensive under the section of Act.
Hi everyone, my name is Muhammad Ilham bin Shahuddin. Today I will present the solution for our case. First, the original writers can sue under the Copyright Act 1987. The court must stop all book sales and they must pay a fine up to 15,000 ringgit. Secondly, the family of our Cikgu E can sue for defamation because the author used AI to write false stories without permission. The author and the publisher must make a public apology to fix the family's name. Lastly, the publisher must recall all copies of the book from the bookstore nationwide.
The effect of the case on the public are catastrophic. All parties are affected negatively. First of all, the writer of the book lost credibility as a writer and publisher since he was involved in plagiarism and selling those books, claiming it to be under his name. As a result, they will be seen as incompetent and scummy company that only prioritize on only making money. The awards Anugerah Buku Negara is also affected. The other local writer is also affected because the public will thought this behavior are accepted among the local writer industry, which led to less support overall to the family that the writer have published without consent. Were also affected because the writer did not depict the correct interpretation of the person. By this, public will think the family by the false information.
My name is HAKIMI and I will tell you the lesson from what we learned based on our case of the controversial. For what we learned in this case is highlights the importance of respecting copyright laws and intellectual property rights in publishing. It also shows that publishers should carefully verify the authenticity and originality of a work before releasing it to the public. Furthermore, ethical writing practices are necessary to maintain credibility and public trust. The controversy demonstrates that plagiarism and copyright infringement can lead to legal consequences as well as reputational damage. Finally, transparency and honesty are essential when documenting and publishing real-life stories, especially when they involve sensitive personal experiences.
Ha! I'm back. This is me, DALILAH. So now, I will talking about the conclusion. First, the CIKGU e-book case shows that plagiarism affects trust in creative and publishing industry. Trust is very important to the creative industry because when plagiarism happens, it will show a big failure and loss of originality in the industry. Second, originality and honesty are important values in art and writing because originality allows creative people to express their own ideas while honesty is build trust between creators and audience. Together, these values protect integrity of creative fields. Third, using someone else's ideas, word, or identity without permission or proper credit is unethical and disrespectful because it will take away the original creator's effort and it will mislead others into believing the word. Lastly, writers, publishers, and institutions share responsibility to ensure originality and prevent plagiarism, because when all the parties act responsibly, the integrity and trust of creative field are protected. So, this is the end of our video for FTA241 Arts and Law assignment. Thank you for listening and bye bye.